You have some other concerns about these tariffs too, and you voiced them to White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles in a bicameral letter with Senator Adam Schiff. And I want to read part of the letter. The letter asks the White House Chief of Staff this for a quote, full accounting of the periodic transaction reports for all senior White House and executive branch employees since the start of the administration. Can you talk to us specifically about why you're asking for this information?
Well, Brittany, since I started in Congress, I believe that members of Congress should not be trading individual shares of stock. We should never be putting money in our own pockets on the basis of non-public information that we get as members of Congress. The same should be true, in my view, for the administration. They get access to non-public information all the time about what the president may or may not be planning to do. I'm going to keep working very hard on a member stock trading ban, and I'm going to keep working on accountability and transparency. And so the days of April 8 and April 9 were very concerning to me. You may remember April 9 at 9:37 in the morning, the president posted on Truth Social that today is a great time to buy. Offering stock advice is not what the president of the United States should be doing in any event. Then about 4 hours later, 1:18 p.m., that's when the announcement was made of a 90-day pause on most of the tariffs. And what I want to know is, what did members of Congress do? What did members of the administration do leading up to that tweet at 9:37 a.m. and then between 9:37 a.m. and 1:18 p.m.? In other words, did members of Congress have access to non-public information, whether it be from their conversations with the president or others? Did members of the administration have non-public information and then use it to trade stock? And if so, I think it's a violation of the public trust, and Americans have a right to know about it. And I think it would be a gross disservice to keep all of that information from the public.
To that point, pre-937 post where President Trump said essentially it is a good time to buy, is there any evidence of congressional insider trading or anyone in the Trump administration involved in insider trading? Is there anything like that that you know of so far?
Well, it's circumstantial. We know that the president did have a dinner the prior evening with members of Congress, and I'd love to know, which, if any, members of Congress traded pre-market on before the announcement at 9:37 a.m. I'd like to know what members of the administration did as well during that couple days. And I really think between April 2nd and April 9th is the operative time, because you saw the markets really negatively impacted on the Thursday and Friday before. And then, of course, a lot of middle-class people, a lot of seniors, a lot of retirees that did not have the risk tolerance, they may have sold. I remember speaking to my own dad and telling him, do not panic. And I encouraged him to hang in there. But he was very concerned that Thursday and Friday before, when the markets were down, around 3,000 points, as I recall. Then, of course, the day on April the 9th, when the president did make his announcement of the pause, I think the markets went back up, and made up maybe 2/3 of what it had lost the prior week. So seeing what happened that entire week from the 2nd to the 9th is really important. But on a go-forward basis, one thing that does give me great hope is that in the wake of all this, there's been a renewed push on a bipartisan basis for a stock trading ban for members of Congress. And we've got Republicans from Chip Roy to Josh Hawley who have talked about it. You've got Democrats now like Hakeem Jeffries that are for it. And you've got President Trump, who was for it back in 2022 and then said again that he would sign a stock trading ban if it got to his desk. So the only thing holding it up at this point, in my view, is Speaker Mike Johnson. And I hope that he will recognize it's important we move this forward. And I'm going to be continuing. I just wrote him as well. And I'll continue to be writing him and asking him to hold a vote on the stock trading ban.